Well, to shed more light on this, we have the pleasure to have this phone Dr. Shayma El-Sharqawi, Chairman of Board of Directors of Studies Institute. Good afternoon, Doctor.
Good afternoon.
Well, Doctor, how do you see the history of the Egyptian-Sudanese relations? It's a long history. If you please shed light on the roots of these relations.
Yes, the Egyptian-Sudanese diplomatic relations date back to the first half of the 19th century. It is worth mentioning that on March 29 at 2011, during the visit of the Egyptian Prime Minister Hassan Sharaf to Sudan, Egypt signed several agreements in the meetings of the Egyptian-Sudanese Higher Committee, which included the preparation of joint projects in the field of food security and encouraging investments between the two countries in various fields. The agreements included the return of the Cairo University delegation to the Khartoum branch, in addition to discussing the Nile water problem and seeking to resolve differences through dialogue and understanding between the passing countries.
Yes. So, Doctor, also Egypt provided Sudan today with all supplies under the directives of President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi in order to help Sudan in its facing the crisis of the floods. The president ordered to send all the supplies from food, medicine and humanitarian stuff to the Sudanese people. How do you see this?
Yes, Egypt always making great efforts to achieve development for this sister country of Sudan. Especially in the agricultural fields, as there are negotiations with the Sudanese side to complete the Egyptian-Sudanese pork project for agricultural integration in the Blue Nile to cultivate 1,600 seedings, cotton, sunflower, sesame crops will be planted with production divided between the two countries. The Agricultural Research Center is currently conducting studies related to the feasibility of implementing the Arkin project on the border area between the two countries, with the aim of reclaiming and cultivation 2 million seedlings.
Yes.
So they can face the most problems in Sudan, which depended on food security.
Yes. So, Dr. Sharqawi, what are the Egyptian efforts for the reconstruction and development of Sudan?
Yes, Egypt and Sudan are two neighboring countries, and they have many interests and common files at the commercial, cultural, political, and economic levels. Accordingly, the dispute between the two parties continue, whether at the governmental or civil level, to search permanently for ways to improve forms of cooperation and to support and implement many plans, whether implemented on the ground or not yet implemented. Egypt always supports Sister Sudan with many experts in every field, and also welcomes the presence of the Sudanese community in Egypt, which has been fully integrated, whether in Egyptian education, or even in a public, functional, and artistic life also.
Yes, Dr. Sharqawi, the volume of cultural, commercial and political exchange between Egypt and Sudan is large. What are the bilateral efforts to maintain and increase this exchange?
Yes, this exchange is a huge one, and Egypt is put it in a focus always. So we always make projects on Sudan land, make education for all of the people which are in Egypt or in Sudan, to make a cultural exchange in many fields, because that is have a lot of useful and benefits to bilateral relationships and bilateral countries.
Yes, I thank you very much for your time. Thank you for your valuable information, Dr. Shaima El-Sharqawi, Chairman of the Board of Directors of Studies Institute. Thank you very much for joining us over the phone. Well, Foreign Minister Sameh Shukri on Monday reviewed a vision of the Egyptian presidency of the upcoming COP27 conference for consolidating international climate work. Meeting